I don't bend over for like anything to tell you that TMZ will be on there saying, well, there's websites distinctly looking like dating profiles on like Match.com as an example. Back then, they used to have things like that. If there's sites like that up on there, they look distinctly different from anything you ever seen. And they're like the profiles that you see. Like if you go looking back, I had an eBay account since like 2019, but I don't know if I can. I can go to the eBay site. My fingerprints don't match ever going up anybody's shit. I never went up at anybody's shit. I could forward the morning about the 13th. I thought if I was on like why do you do it on Facebook? If I was on Facebook in 2010, technicality laws of having you to be there at the scene of a crime. If you're on a desktop writing words on a Facebook status update, and you would have to have the whole entire desktop with you. There was no such thing as advanced technologies back in the day where you had the phone. Yeah, the phone back in 2010 or whatever the fuck during that time. I don't think like having the technology doing that your Facebook didn't get deleted off there. Somebody said once you make a Facebook, the Facebook couldn't get deleted off there. No matter what the fuck you could. There's fucking people twerking their ass on Facebook and they get paid donations similar to YouTuber. That PS3 I bought at the half price bookstore for $70 in 2023. It fucking had the red ring of death, and the button would click, and then you would this be like, well, it didn't turn on all the way. And when it does turn on, it's not going to stay on for that. It just has the yellow light of death where you put on the eject button would last, and it wouldn't eject the disc out. Similar to I had I had this PS4 with the Apple logo on it back then. It was bought brand new at the Roland Park Walmart, and it gained into safe mode when once we bought internet from a different internet fucking cable company offering it cheaper. So technically it's cheaper, but you get your shit hacked, and you couldn't log into the safe mode. You had to put reformat with the Z on it, end of it, and then like have to wipe the damn hard drive. So if I had done all that, it's stuck on the safe mode screen. I spelled like milk. I spelled shit on it. So it's fucking fried probably. 'Cause I could put this shit up on eBay. The eBay account I have, which I have an eBay account, but who would like they could just have it diagnosis of a safe food and go for it for the use of profile I have. They got red PlayStation 3s. They had an Xbox model, the Halo edition, where they had them at Blockbuster back in the day in bargain bins. The interesting thing about that green Xbox 3, you could have bought one back then when it was like $50, under $100 back in the bargain bin. But I had enough money back then. But the dude next to me said not to buy it because it's not worth having to be like fucking counter and then encounter the error with the red ring of death, or you turn it on and it gives you a red ring, and you're like, well, I just spent $50. Similar to the PS3, you give me the red ring or the yellow light, or the yellow light turned on when I entered the save mode on the other console, the PS4. This PS4 I can sell on eBay. Maybe they can scavenge it for the DVD player. Then it gets in safe mode, but once you wipe the hard drive, once it goes from safe mode to the hard drive, it's not connected to the internet. This isn't connected to the internet because when I logged off of it, it was something that I had like purposely logged off of it, but then somebody tried to hack in your shit because it went into safe mode. And once it went into safe mode, I didn't feel like having to figure out the reformat the word and then type in the whatchamacallit thing up and having to do all that when it was worth. I went to see this band and I bought this brand new, so technically it has a scent on it, but I don't know if like if they don't like me. I never dog them, I never gave bad reviews. I never gave anybody bad reviews. That's what I understand when you go to restaurants and get like bad review critics scores, and those people don't do half the damning shit that go in forth when you go in there. They gave everything a bad review, like 1 star. Like I don't really give out 1 stars, but for Wendy's, I might give out a 1 star because I don't think Wendy's deserves to be open if all they doing is doing shit to the food and then they'll wait 10 more minutes for it to be fried up and all it was a 4 for 4 meal. Those chicken sandwiches ain't worth eating if they actually probably do something to them. But I didn't notice it until it was too late. Like I'm just gonna think, oh, they just put too much mayonnaise and too much sauce. Everybody gets gypped at one point. I remember Dairy Queen not being open that much longer. When Dairy Queen was still open back then, we ate like a Sunday, and I didn't like the fries were always like weird. The fries were like too like crunchy and shit. You eat the fries with the dipping sauce, the ranch dressing, and I didn't think like Applebee's went out of business. All those places go out of business. Like you think about Blockbuster. Blockbuster was an actual thing back then, and people in 2009 and 10 realized in 2011 or 12, Blockbuster basically stopped providing people with rental movies and went out of business. And Blockbuster had all the movies and there's no rental. Like there's GameFly, there's Game Stores, there's GameStop. And GameStop is where I got the display box on the PlayStation. This Terrence guy I had bought a Silent Hill 4 to the room back then, Xbox. Brand new back then. I had a blue camera where the shit I had on film walking past with the bag with all the shit in it. Walking home from it. And back then I was in much better shape than I am now. Like if I sit here and think people will like think you like psycho to post that, but going forth, but it wasn't really anything that bad on there. Like I don't collect anybody's photos. I don't have room on my PC to be able to download a game where I have to wipe out the whole entire hard drive of the game that I installed to play Halo Collection or Fallout 76. You go forth when you play a game on there, you only have so much room on a hard drive, and it wasn't like if I had bought initial shit for it, but initially there is more hard drive space, but I only did it for the PS4, and the wire connected to the thing about the USB went out on the. It was like a short on either the power strip or the cord that I had gotten with the stuff on it. Like I only play when I'm on there. I only play when I'm on there, and then I log off, and then it has like two-way verification crap. For the two-way verification crap, they know it's not somebody else. That they're fucking only one person that looks the same throughout the whole shit. Like I never dyed my hair. I never dyed my hair like different color. I'm not dyeing my hair brown or blonde or any of that shit. So I don't have a full-on beard, and I shaved whatever the fuck I did have. I shaved, and I get haircuts every so often. That I don't feel be bothered with having long ass hair, so I get it shaved off every so often. But if I had eBay up on this thing, and then eBay and bad, I was looking at eBay on the phone. You can go for like 2 hours straight looking at eBay crap. eBay always has listings. That I would sell that guitar for $24 at Oak Park Mall. This guy's like, well, I'll give you $24 at that guitar, like rock Rock Guitar Hero or whatever the fuck guitars for that shit would turn on, but I don't feel like embarrassing myself. The guitar doesn't turn on, or the dongle is missing from it, where you install the USB thing and Bob up in it, and then it's like the guitar doesn't turn on, then you're not gonna get $24. I was trying to get $500 for it. This good condition was a PS3 edition fucking Guitar Hero display box. Terrence had a package style for the room back then, and I went and bought it brand new, and it was unpackaged. It didn't have the sticker. Had to been like, it was like a display box that the dude gave me with the messenger bag. I bought all that shit at that point in time in 2010 or 11, back when he was like the manager at the store at the plaza. Going forth from going to the plaza one, the plaza UB. The dude probably has the footage of it. He can pass it along wherever the fuck he can try to show it on his profile. Hey, at one point in time, this random dude who used to go shopping there went and bought a bunch of crap at random. You have the truth on there. The truth's on there where you had a receipt from this dude who had got the game brand new back then, but you only forfeit that long. This dude walks past you saying, "Yeah, it was Terrence that gave you the display box." That's fucking people. They only had my fingerprints set on that one time. On that one thing, only had my set of fingerprints on it. Ain't nobody else other than that Terrence dude touched the box. I was the one that folded the damn cardboard up. And my fingerprints were the only ones on that display box because at that point in time he put it in a bag, and I walked home with it at the GameStop at the Plaza back in 2011, and I had all the proof up on my Facebook, and that's still fucking up on there. I think the Facebook, once you make a Facebook page, I don't think you can take it off. Somebody had said that at one point. So you make a Facebook page, it's not gonna, it can't be like fucking take it. Like before, if I have a wall scroll, it's $40. They're just Xbox consoles, God of War, dual pack. Like PS3, if I get the PS3, I might not go to Comic Con because I spent $40 at Oak Park Mall, and I spent another like $14. I could have went and had VIP fucking package by one of them. I don't really feel comfortable going, and then these people will tell you all sorts of crazy shit. I remember going back then and realizing that how come you didn't have your email attached to your PlayStation account? Well, back in 2016, I did, but I didn't want to have my email really fucking acknowledge you back then like they did now, like in 2021 or whatever the fuck. That's an Xbox Series X for 300, PlayStation 1 for 140, $100 PS3. It comes in the condition that they showed, and they just put it in a cardboard box and mail it to you with like stuff, like scuff marks. That one I had bought had scuff marks on it. There's a PlayStation 2 console with a controller that's off-brand. The name of the messenger bag was Mad Catz bag. I bought had a bargain bid for like what $40, and I got a discount for $10 off. It had bought a game with it back in 2000, whatever the fucking 10 or 2011. I remember he bought all that stuff at random, but the dude remembered me because I used to go in there all the time. I could go in there and buy like the anniversary Tomb Raider collection, which I had beat most majority of those games back then, but the memory card I had lost it, and I refound it back when we moved out and we moved to a different place for whatever the fucking time frame. I had found the memory card with all the game saves, and I had initially had all there, but I don't feel like playing that again. I don't feel like playing that stuff again. If the memory card goes with me, if I go somewhere, I always put the book bag with me. I take the book bag with me and go somewhere. There's a toilet paper, Gears of War, PS3. I do have some $500 Guitar Hero game that eventually, if somebody buys it from the account I which made in 2019, load more. Xbox Shield replacement Gears of War. Guitar Hero. The Guitar Hero 1, the PS3 Guitar Hero, that's what similar to one that I have. And they're selling it for 300. So I was technically right about that. The amount of money that is spent on another fucking edition, we go for we get $24. If the dude has a complete bundle with the game, the shit all hooked up to. I don't know if the system wouldn't work if it turned on. Like the one I had worked only for the time that I had it on. It would only turn on. I only turn on when I was using it. I would unplug it from the wall. I had changed the room around. It's all dusty and that. They had the vacuum cleaner dented the damn thing Bob. The cleaner picked up only when I had fucking dented the thing. It stopped. Like it would spew all over the dust. So on the computer, I had got all the crap from the dust that flies out of the damn thing Bob. So they know who it could fucking have fucking situated where I just put it against the wall on the blue bend. So I put it on top. I never went up in anybody's shit and did anything wrong. So like technicality laws where they fucking make up some make believe bullshit where this dude I knew from the Plaza area, it was an African American employee that worked at GameStop during that point in time. That back in 2007, I bought a Tomb Raider anniversary, Space Channel 5, all this stuff like at random, and I ended up having an Xbox 360 that I just played periodically. I beat Dead Risings. I beat all the Capcom, like Resident Evil 5, Lost Planet 1. I don't know about the other ones. I used to have all those games like in a container in the dresser. I had all the Xbox games in the dresser. I had stacked them all up, but I ended up like accidentally, like if I'm like almost 40 years old, I end up farting midway, bending down to get up. Things fall down, and end up farting real loud. So it's gonna smell real bad. And I do have money, but I can have like, what $6 left. I end up buying a couple things. I have 5 in 1. I can go to Comic Con, but I probably could save up and go to a boat, go to the casino and win like almost $40. So as long as you pay a payment on it, they can't take somebody's house away. They're putting the money towards that, and I'm not going to a strip club with a buddy. I'm not going to a strip club. I'm sure as hell not drinking beer and alcohol and smoking meth bong. Like this lady can light up a bong, and you hear the water bubble. Ruben saying you flash your dick to him, and they didn't even do that shit in real life. So they can make up so they can be at your front door back then, and they had ADT attached to it, saying you go ahead and open up the door, you won't see like sneak a peek or whatever the fuck. They said that shit initially on there, and this dude was like a technical savvy dude. They have the radio station broadcaster Fox 4 have Abby Ead and Phil Witt on some soundboard shit. I still didn't go to jail. And they fucking just were fucking creepy as fuck to be able to broadcast all that shit out loud, where you still would go to the same fucking buttfuck prison no matter what the fuck you nod your head for. And I'm still fucking like, I'm just pissed off. They don't do that shit to death. Like they had the voices on there saying their first and last names of people that I was familiar with at that point in time, but I have nothing to do with them if they're able to do that shit. It spooks me the fuck out. They have them saying their first and last names like like the most hardest fucking criminals ever. Fucking have to witness them saying to come lick a pussy at 4 in the morning, and Laura Lee holds back the trannies and shit. Laura Lee holds back the trans persons to come. The Gloria Aguilar doesn't wonder what the fuck you were walking past their houses back then, and you enter, but you didn't rape them or do anything like fucking to a bird. I could go. Gloria Aguilar can bail me out anyway because it was not initially intended for me probably to hear that shit. If they had played some weird shit fuck out $5 to my day. This shit, like it's $6. I could go and buy a Happy Meal with the Ninja Turtles and sing some crap. And they put rainbows coming out of Sonic Rumble on that song. I just look up eBay. I just look up eBay. We use this computer to look up eBay. You buy a kiosk, like a goddamn kiosk where they have Guitar Hero 3 at Target back then. You could have bought multiple Red Thing wireless dongle. The dongle thing, I don't have the dongle thing included on the eBay listing that I had for 500, but the guitar should turn on you. The Old Park Mall, the dude where I bought that yellow piggy bank thing. I could have the fucking turn the controller on. If as long as it turns on, they give you $24 for it. Now I have to take the listing off eBay because at the end of fucking having to they give you like bad reviews and shit saying this guy didn't put the Donald Pop they tried to sell me from Iowa. And I could think that it's worth like $80 at this point in time. So I don't think those are really worth the time to collect those vinyl pop things. I didn't take mine out of the box. I always left it. The fart real loud up in this room. If I'm in this room like 24/7, if I'm a shut in, they gonna fucking think some crazy shit. Go sit there, smell real. The Skyrim, Battlefield, Little Big Planet. A lot of dudes who can sit there and actually get high score on a cell phone. They write to you. They write to you. Sure as hold up. In these live streams, ain't somebody with man tits, old as fuck, trying to take her. You look younger than the psychopathic people who've been bitching and complaining. You still look younger. They get carded. They got a Sony PS3 backwards compatible if it has that trim on it. PS3 it's been painted green. It has that one didn't have a logo on it. That one the logo was edited out. That one has a gold trim. That Jeremy could sue him because they already fucking had a courtroom system, but they name off everything. And I couldn't you couldn't film the court anyway because once you film the court, if you film the court's worse than anything you ever could do. You sit there and film the courtroom. You film the courtroom, then they have it on film and go back and say, this guy went out how many times to it? And then they said anything you can do, just have you go to the hospital and take your medicine and go to an appointment. And I went to all those fucking appointments during that. And I still fucking to this day go to the damn appointments. Those appointments are like annoying because they keep having you say you had like a blindness in your left eye. You know, I could see the beta sign. I could see the end stream, the chat that nobody wrote to be on this chat yet visible. So I can chat to myself. I can try to put eBay. Let's paste eBay over there. Right, eBay. I could have the eBay stream. If you get enough people on Facebook, if you had enough people on Facebook and they start giving you revenue, but then people didn't like you and they just said, "Oh, let's go report it over and over again." Let's rebrand it some other thing where they have nobody butt ass naked on there. If they're all butt ass naked on Facebook, then technically you should still be allowed on there. If I have clothes on, majority of the time I'm always wearing clothes on it. Like if I have to take photos, I always have the clothes on majority of the time. They don't take anything away. If I have a fucking an account with the courtroom, I could sue them if we opened it up and say, hey, these people tell you some crazy shit about them being a different race and nationality as you. They're racist white people. If I played the wrestling game back in 2010, and back then, taking an example, like say if I had posted all that crap on Facebook, then Facebook, I'm always on Facebook, so technically I'm on Facebook. And going for how come you're on Meta? Well, if I was on Meta back in 2010, technically I didn't murder anybody. If I was writing words on a display box on a desktop of a computer on a fucking computer at home, back during that time frame, on that exact date. Like fucking psycho. But they can't just delete it off there. If they already took my fingerprints and my fingerprints don't match going up in anybody's shit, they can go fuck themselves. My fingerprints don't match. I just look you up and start some shit with you. That's why the eBay shit's weird. You can fucking go on eBay and post, like you have an Xbox. You can post the Xbox and get like what $150 for it. A PlayStation, you get $220 for it. You get 400 for 3 Xbox One bundles, but they probably don't turn on though. The only thing I would sell is accessories, the fucking Guitar Hero thing, since I don't have the Guitar Hero games all scratched up probably. And the box of it doesn't have the dongle to it, but it has a fucking the cord, the other cord to it, where it plugs into the console. All it is could have that. You go fucking trade it in for like $24 at Oak Park Mall. See that Oak Park Mall was cool. Dusty said that $24. He would give you $24 for the controller of the guitar thing. This is the Guitar Hero thing, not the actual game console doesn't turn on anymore. And the other one is in safe mode. I sit there, had to put a long password. To put a long password in the shit. I don't think if somebody watches if it's PlayStation, the PlayStation thing, you have the password on there, and it's only meant for that one person. As long as you're not going to trade in the GameStop, and GameStop wouldn't even trade in my uh, my safe mode PS4 or the Yellow Ring of Death. Yellow Ring of Death, you can turn on for it. You can pass it off and say it turns on. But once they figure out your Yellow Ring of Death, they probably call you back and say, "Hey, this console didn't turn on." Shit. The PS4, the console's in bad condition that I rebought another one and put the password on there, and the games that I had stored on there, they remembered the profile on the game monthly base PlayStation Plus shit. And I stopped fucking posted back in 2024 going to 25, and then 25 I rebought it during summertime. I had the receipt. I didn't post all that initially on this YouTube, but on my Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, I think I did. I have an eBay account which I can put money on and probably buy. If I bought a computer back then, the computer was registered under my name. They can't say this is the guy, this, that, and the other. When you went to Best Buy in 2021, and you still have the receipt, and you still have like points for the thingamabobs under Ortega. So you sit there, fucking hear them tell you creepy shit, but it doesn't make it the truth. They just look you up, and then you look them up, and you watch. You had on YouTube saying this guy was here at the Harris, and the Harris. I had an actual fucking physical account with the Harris since 2010. 2010 was like what 16 years ago, 16 years ago, or 15 years ago. How many years ago? 16 years ago. And that's the only fucking casino I would go to. Casino sometimes, as long as you can go to strip. They just said strip clubs. They just told me strip clubs is fucking not drinking alcohol and smoking meth or bong, whatever the fuck is in marijuana. And they blood tested me for 9 hours. I had all that testing. So I should be pissed off like you fucking having me blood tested. You go forth and then get checked out. Like this, it was like what back in September or whatever the fuck. Yeah, September 23, 2024, 2025, 2000. It's like almost 4 or 5 years. So you just look up eBay on it. If you have an account with eBay, you could look up shit. They look you up and think you're the worstest person. They just look you up and think whatever the fuck you had is theirs. You go some other way of moving to a different house or going someplace else. And these assholes think they're able. They just still follow you. You're not gonna post it. They just post like the moving box of your fucking video games up, but they still want the games. And you fire it up on the game cases when you bend over. $80 for hard drive, 2 terabyte, whatever the fuck. $40 for a PS3 that probably doesn't turn. I don't get why the red PS3 costs more if it's not backwards compatible. All it is a red. You can spray paint red. have sub 18 and up. Then if you're playing like a Resident Evil, any of those Resident Evil games are like what 18 up. And anyway, that you go forth and play any of that stuff. It's like what you have to be like 17 up to play an M-rated mature game. Rated T for teen, you have to be like 10 or 14 or whatever the fuck. They had Nintendo Fusion Tour back then, but I was like 14 going into 15. 2004 was a long time ago. So technically, he played like a rated mature game for all. That was some racist crap that Go Forth didn't really like that, and Go Forth and always get on the part of the medieval castle and just give up because you have to get trophies after you get to the certain point of completing the game. You got to forth and go forth and do all that. I'm not gonna go forth and play like both versions and only get like caught up in it and not like want to go forth and then they got the remakes of the remakes. Yeah, the PS5 set up 700. I wouldn't buy something 700 if it's somebody else. 359 is a lot of money too. Spit on. They had a retro game store, a retro GameStop at the Oak Park Mall. It was like $400 to $500 for the PS5, and I was like, it's not worth buying. If they're gonna fucking like try to like hijack it for you, like put some other thing. The computer was cost more than all those consoles combined anyway. The computer was like $1,000 for having it insured, the parts insured, and having to update the crap. They had to update it every so often. It goes in the safe mode back then on the Dell computer I once had. When it went into safe mode, I had put it in rest mode or whatever the fuck. I never put it in rest mode before. I turned off and it never turned back on. And the plug was melted, like it was melted, like half it was melted, like the plug thing, the metallic plug thing. It wasn't really though that they put like Windows 10 and then Windows 11 update. You sit there and just eat all this shit and you're still thin because you're diabetic and just eats away at you. That's the differences between them and me as a diabetic. The dude diabetic to do it or rabies or whatever the fuck. I think it's rabies if you have diabetic. It's just sitting there having to exercise. It's not going to do you any good. Even the Manjaro, the shit gives you a lump and you throw it. You take the whatchamacallit, the insulin thing. You have that for a short amount of time and you lose a bunch of weight. That's some crazy shit. I was even thinner back then. I ended up losing the weight again. Like, well, back then I had to actually physically walk around and shit to lose weight. But this is like instantly lose weight. Like, we could have them like take some kind of like experimental fucking diabetes drug that makes you lose a bunch of like 50 pounds to 100 pounds. Helping low bore. I can get the PS3 fixed. If I can get the PS4 fixed, then you go from safe mode, but it's spilt milk all over the. If I was on Meta, then if I was on Facebook in 2010, if I was on Facebook in 2010, in 2010 I was on Facebook. They can't go forth and say you're a serial killer if you're always on Facebook. If you're always on Facebook, then what the fuck do they look you up for? Say you're always on Facebook, or what the fuck you doing on Meta for? If I was technically on Facebook in 2010, when July the 10th, in 2010, and the 13 came, I was writing status updates at that point in time, and I can click under there and demonstrate that, forward it to them, and say they go fuck themselves. That's fucking pointless to have you be on Facebook in that point in time on a computer that you fucking couldn't take the computer screen with you and float the damn screen like Fooey Cooey where the television sets for people too and shit, like whatever was in pinpoint. If you have the Facebook, if you had your email account even longer than that, you go forth and have a YouTube channel from 2015 that I can't log into. This crazy fucker looks you up and says go take your page and you log off of it forever. He said he wasn't him. He put rainbows coming out. He put rainbows coming out. Then the idea of the Sonic Rumble had the fucking them going down the tubes of fucking sewer water and the rainbows coming out of their ass. My fingerprints don't match going up, man. They have the receipts for it. The receipts posted on there. If you show the receipts posted up on there, they're gonna look psychopath when you go back and think, how could you still have the receipts for it? And this I had bought from a debit card. My mom said, you want to go for it and have some kind of like thingamabob to remember. It was a good show. I never made fun of them. I never made fun of any of that stuff. Only made fun of like video game fucking things like the Kool-Aid Man, Resident Evil 5, or Resident Evil 4 being more extremely racist if they had a priest fucking have power to these people and like make them do what the priests say, whatever the fuck. That could actually be real life shit. Could actually happen. The priest tells you you're the devil, and people go think you're devil worship. You need to worship. They have them all believe that the Pope has them fucking go forth and tell who's good and bad, and off this one person that's been selected, just like the president gets selected, and they just be crazy fucking and just taste batchy crazy bullshit. That I was on Facebook doing it. He started like research, and there was no cell phone turned on thing, or who the fuck this guy would have even been at if Florida the boy would be on. Anybody, if you have a 2010 profile with it on the desktop mode. The desktop mode. It's on desktop mode. I saw the cell phones were in advance back in 2010. They're all were like minute based or whatever the fuck I know. You can have something turned on back then and just demonstrate what the fuck you had. It can be crazy with you. They look you up. I didn't want to get copyright guidelines striked on that. Log off of it. It can't be erased off there if there's people. There's a website on there. It looks like a dating website. There's technicality laws, so it looks like a dating website. Then why the fuck they design websites to even look like that? But I could post all those websites on there. I think I posted one back when I live streamed about Laura Lee holding back the trans people. I was probably gonna get banned. They have their shit hanging out. And it's like people that generally just know their phones go off by the hook. Their phones ring off of it. Could have them write to you via the post office worker. You can even look you up and think some crazy shit. Xbox Series X parts only. You can look up the parts only. They're more racist and out of focus with their life. All they do is focus on one person, and there's more crazier shit out there than them just fucking picking on everybody that they don't like. They pick on people they don't like that those people like them either. There's more. They have more enemies themselves. No, they told you that they had more enemies themselves. But that Garcia was so big here. The dude that had more enemies or whatever the fuck, like they try to do my ass. I could explain that and just be on like drugs real bad, thinking you're somehow a part of some kind of weird thing yourself, and you didn't have no writing at all, no call. No, where's the phone call? Where's the TMZ? TMZ would show you at a casino back in 2010 with the red hoop stink shirt on, eating at a buffet or something. The buffet's not open anymore. The people that have more time with the world. It's the Scholarwood. Katie King. They were serial killers. They didn't like the Scholarwood, didn't like Katie King anymore. They ain't gonna be anything. And they were interviewing game developers from Deadly Premonitions. That was a dude that sits there. I think he just over exaggerates all those games. Cost like $20 a piece, and I bought the same exact shit, but didn't sell this fucking shit and go forth with Evan with the Kermit Muppet, he bought a Kermit Muppet that cost probably more to buy something off eBay. Again, we can have them buy a Kermit Muppet. $152 for parts only. It's probably a banned console, so that's why I don't like the eBay shit. You buy a band, they banned your console out there. You can't play. I don't think they banned me for any of that shit. And Nintendo, I'm never gonna update it because somebody has the images of fucking like potholes of suspectly fucking thingamabobs of the Kirby game. I had to put shit down that fucking had them instant message you on Yahoo back then or whatever the fuck. Not even that because I don't think like I had an account back then, but they went for GameStop account in 2010. I had a GameStop account that I had 2010 that had all the fucking money on it. Looking dog abuse. You get them on dog abuse. They have some dogs barking 24/7 out there in the back. I had initially on film of the Star Wars game, playing the Star Wars game, and it caught what they were saying. And if I don't post that much on the Star Wars period of that page or that tab or whatever the fuck, then they go forth and play it. Then they go forth and why am I still here in 2023? It's been more than the past like 4 or 5 years now. It's gonna be more than that. So this console isn't worth taking if it's all fucking disgusting. The console itself is all warped, and the parts on it on the USB stick on the thing only works for the controller. The other shit doesn't respond. You only can have one controller input on that one PS4, and I'm always logged off of it anyway. Like if go forth and only play the single player campaign and fuck all the multiplayer shit. If you go forth and start playing on people out there, you start getting warped ideas about you. Get warped ideas about a person that they've known from middle school. I do have some middle school fucking bitches, middle school and high school. I got a diploma for both those things on there with fucking yearbooks. Show them a yearbook. You can mail them a yearbook. Mail them a yearbook. Mail them a fucking yearbook. If I went to the World's Gathering and you were a part of that thing and you had an intercept that this dude didn't do anything for the board if you were in 2010 on many dudes on Facebook for. If I was on Facebook in 2010, if I was writing words in the box in 2010, then fuck, I wasn't there. Just like you sit there and get blamed for some shit you got nothing to do with this dude. Damn, where's the TMZ? Show me the cell phone footage of the cell phone footage of this shit being said by that. If it wasn't there, it wasn't true. You go forth and get like blamed. You go forth and like the TMZ show the footage. When Obama's trying to explain, roll the footage. I'll sit there and fart on. Roll the footage. They like the TMZ thing. It's to show the footage of it. Show the footage, and then my mom saying roll the footage back at this dude before the board and calling a conversation off the phone. If there's no cell phone footage, they can't really distinctly to say they're up to no good trying to blame somebody that had nothing to do with this dude. They have now know where a guy would even bid at. Xbox Series. I got a goddamn PC that didn't get banned. It didn't get banned, and technically, they sell you a banned console. Erica. There's ways to